Okay, YouTube land, what's good? This is your host from the Gulf Coast doing the most.
Doing the most.
Donte.
And Shellie.
We are the yin and yang of Short-Term Rentals podcast. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. Animal noises.
Darn fools.
And cut.
Well, look who made it back. Yo, thank you for supporting the channel. We got a bunch of episodes filled with info on how we host, funny guest story with your boy Tay, current news with Shellie, and special guest appearances. Also feature some local music artists for the outro, so make sure you stick around to the end, my friend, and peep all the links in the description. Dropping gems. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. All right. We are back in the building. It is December 2nd. So whenever you're hearing this, just know we're in the past.
It's my anniversary.
Oh,
Anniversary.
shout out Tony. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Anniversary.
Why am I here?
And look at that, man. On her anniversary, we are out here giving content to the people, sharing our experiences. So you know it's love.
All love.
Yeah, she could be sleeping in, getting
Breakfast in bed.
breakfast in bed,
New wedding ring.
and you on my beautiful couch in beautiful Pensacola on this beautiful morning filled with rain. Welcome to the Gulf. Oh, yo, I'm happy you're here, Shellie.
I'm happy I'm here.
So,
Not really.
I mean, while you're here, I guess we should talk about some stuff.
We should.
You know, this is the yin and yang of short-term rentals, and we talk about our experience being short-term rental hosts, whether it's through Airbnb or other platforms. We provide value to people who look for places to stay for short vacations or business trips, and yeah, we got some interesting experiences we like to share with people who might be thinking about getting in space or who are already in the space, and so we appreciate everyone who's listening. Today we're gonna do something we like to call story time with Tay.
Story time. Story time. Oh, those are horrible snaps.
Yo, I don't be snapping, yo. I'm new to the snap game.
Let me help you.
What's the poetry style? I was like,
I can barely hear that.
yeah, soft. You don't want to.
I got an 8-year-old who can
I
snap
thought that
better.
was the thing. You do soft snap. Anyways.
No.
Y'all tell me in the comments, how should we be introducing story times? Or.
Yeah, tell them in the comments.
Man. Anyways, so one of my stories I wanted to share with you guys about, and you know, I hope you guys are not offended by certain topics, conversations, or types of people, because I'm a very open person. And let's just say one of my guests is in a profession that most people might not be really too fond of.
What would that be?
Well, have you heard of the thing called OnlyFans?
Yes, I have.
Well, if you know about OnlyFans, it is a very controversial profession for a lot of young people, predominantly females, but it can be very lucrative for some. And let's just say that this guest also did OnlyFans work, and she was a very pleasant person, but unique, to say the least. And
Tell us more.
Shellie is so interested in this. Genuinely, I feel it. So we're going to say, just to protect her identity, we'll say her name is M. So M hits me up in my Airbnb platform inbox and says, "Hi, Donte. I'm just writing to let you know I read the rules and I'm traveling with my little dog. He's fully house trained, full of love. We'd love to rent the room from you if possible. Thanks for reading.
And I'm sure her voice sounded just like that.
Chipper as a bird in the morning.
Oh my God. Okay.
Like how I paint that picture.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an artist. What can I say? But anyways, so of course I'm like, oh, I go through my vetting process of people. I was like, oh, it sounds lovely. Like, would honored to be your guest. Like, when will you be arriving? Why are you coming? Just to be a little bit more, see how open they are communicating. And we go back and forth. And now you notice that she mentions a dog, which I do appreciate that, she's upfront about who's coming. Because some people will be like, also, there's a baby. Also, I got a couple dogs. Also, because some people don't allow some of that.
Right.
Fortunate for her, I'm open to all of it. You got a dog, bring little Sparky. Bring him. Little did I know, this dog was blind.
Oh.
Yes, the dog is blind. Didn't know that until after we did the booking. We got a little more conversation. That blind dog. So now I really want this dog to come.
Little special needs dog.
I ain't never seen a blind dog in my life. I was like, I gotta see this. So they come. Very nice young lady. She brings her little dog. It's like my mom's dog. What was it, Romeo? The little Shih Tzu?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Was it a Shih Tzu, I think?
Something like that.
Some little cute little furry dog.
Yeah, cute little dog.
But no eyeballs. I was expecting eyeballs.
Right, just no vision, but the legit
No
had no
eyeballs.
eyeballs. So I have a question.
Yeah.
So does that mean like it just had the eyelids closed
Yes.
all the
Close
time?
eyelids.
All the time.
All the time.
Got it. Okay.
I was like, how does this dog live? How does this relationship work? Like, does she let it go and do its own thing? Is it running the stuff? Am I going to hear, doom, doom, doom? Oh, you hungry? Looking for food? Here, man. Let me just pull the bowl to your face, man. So you ain't got to get a head concussion on your way to get food. But no, the dog is like pretty chill, kind of just like uses its sense of smell and stuff like that. And it'll rub up against things and everything. But I was like, oh, fascinating. You're a soldier. So it told me a lot about this lady because, I know a lot of people are very fond of their fur babies, but to get a blind fur baby, I was just like, you gotta be a special individual because that seems like
Was it blind when she got it or did it become blind later?
I think it was blind after. To be honest.
Oh, wow.
I think
Okay.
it had some kind of thing with its eyes that happened,
Right.
and the only option was to remove them.
Right. And that had already occurred before she got it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is.
Maybe
Oh.
it could have been after. I don't know. It was months ago. I think this was back in May. What was the date? Let me see how long ago this is. But anyway, so this lady, April. This was back in April. So this lady came, very nice with her dog. She gets set up, and she's a very free spirit. Let's just say that. So there was no plans for much. And when guests come, I'm like, hey, they ask me, what do you do? What is there to do? I was like, okay, I'm downtown. You can go to some bars. There's some venues for music. If you're into skating, there's there. The beach is like 15 minutes away, whoop-de-whoop. And I let them know. I'm like, okay. So I think she goes and does some stuff with the dog. I'm like, a lot of people who have animals, they go stuff for the animals. She comes back later that evening talking about how like the beach and all this stuff was so nice, da-da-da this, da-da-da. I'm glad you had a good time. And I'm here the whole time, I'm working remote. Then, this is when it gets more interesting. So she gives this subtle flirtatiousness, and it's just how she maneuvers, but it's like, are you flirting or is this how you are? So she's very open, very smiley, very like trying to get my attention, just doing some of that stuff. And I'm just like, do you want something? You want to say something? Like, just get it out. Like, I'm just kind of like waiting for it, right? So then she's like, man, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, I just work and just do my side businesses and, do that. I didn't really make any plans, but if you are looking for things to do, and are you trying to see, like, if I accompany you to feel safer? You're a woman, so I understand. You're the only person I know in the city. So I was like, she's like, well, I would like to go out. Let's come on. Let's go. I was like, I'll think about it. And then she comes back and she's like, yeah, we should go out. It'd be fun. Like, we should. It was just a lot of we energy. And I was just like, okay. I think you really were like either going to use me to do stuff adventurous but feel safe because you got someone, or I don't know, there's real interest in me at all, but I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to get
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe both. I'm trying to get a 5-star review. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do stuff that you might not really be super on board with to get that 5-star review.
Oh my gosh. What would you do for a 5-star review?
Yo, that's got to be a thing. We got to put on a shirt, man. Oh my God. I think that would be so funny. What would you do for a 5-star review?
What would you do for a 5-star review?
When we get guests on. That's what we're going to ask them. First question. What would you do for a 5-star review?
Please govern yourselves for their church announcements.
Wow.
We'd like for you to hit the like button. It helps us with the algorithm, especially for a new channel like us. And Donte's experienced a lot of rejection, so he needs some likes in his life.
Somebody like me, please.
Also, please subscribe. Hit the notification button so you'll know when something new drops. Our giveaways are specific to our subscribers, so please subscribe so you can participate.
And ask us some questions. Leave us some comments.
Don't forget to share, because sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
So I was like, all right, let's do something. We can go out for a little bit. Whoop-de-whoop. No big deal. I ain't been out in a minute. I was like, at least it's business a little bit and some personal. So it's like, okay. I'm like, where she want to go? I don't know. Somewhere fun? Oh, God, I hate when they say that. Like, what's fun to you, girl? Like, I don't know. Somewhere fun? I'm like, all right, well, you're a very open, alternative type of person. There's like an alternative type of bar that I know. It's called Cabernet. It's a gay bar. So it's right down the road. I actually like the bar. Real cool. Everyone's there super friendly. And sometimes they have performances there. So I was like, we'll probably see something interesting, meet some interesting people. So we go there. I think it was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Turns out they got bar trivia. So we pull up. You guys playing bar trivia? I'm like, bar trivia? Oh, you like bar? She's like, I want to do bar trivia. Let's do it. I'm like, sign us up. What's your team name? This is a Caucasian lady. I'm an African-American male. I was like, how you feel like ebony and ivory? Salt and pepper? Like, I'm just playing on that. I don't even remember what our team name was, but I think it was something along the lines of that. So anyways, we're all like, this is cool. Like, this is new. We just go for it. We start playing. We hit some answers. We miss some answers, but it's just fun. We're getting drinks. People are coming up, talking to us, whoop-de-whoop. It's a good time, actually. I'm having kind of fun. We're getting a lot of the answers right. I say like 70%, but we're like, we ain't going to win because we're trying to keep track of everyone else, and they're calling out the score. I'm like, dang. End of the thing, we actually get third place at a
Shut
whole
the front
bar.
door. Really?
And we get cups as gifts.
What?
And one of them's in my house right now. It's like in the cabinet. It's a Stella a Stella glass.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we get glass out of like this box, and Em was so geeked. She was like, I never won anything. Oh my God. I'm like, this is so awesome. I'm going to remember you forever. This is great. She was just so happy that she had won. And I was like, man, I'm glad. You're glad. Hopefully I get that 5 stars. But no, I genuinely was like, this is a super cool memory. And the thing that was funny, and not to make the story too long, but the thing that was funny is like even after that, we got a little buzz. We come back, and then the show wasn't over. I was like, okay, I'm hanging out in my room, I'm not on the couch, and she's hanging out around me now. Like, we're best buds now. So she's like, her and her dog are on my little big pillow, just sitting there. And she's like, oh, I didn't really bring a spare clothes for some reason. I don't even know. Maybe she's,
here we go.
yeah. And then she's like, you got a shirt I can borrow? I was like, okay. So I gave her this shirt. I'm like, this girl's wearing my clothes. She's a little buzzed. She was like laying on my couch in front of me trying to like warm. I'm like,
Here we go.
yeah. So turns out she's wearing bottoms, but she's not wearing a bra.
Here we go.
And all of a sudden, she's talking to me, stuff's falling out in the middle of talking to me.
Oh my gosh.
And she's don't even break conversation. And I was like, okay. I normalized all of it. Like, hey, this is not nothing. I'm not going to insinuate anything. I'm not going to assume anything. Maybe she's just that buzzed. She's just not aware. We have a conversation. I think she gets a little bit of the vibe that I'm not like some hungry dog who's just like going to pounce on whatever's in front of them.
Right.
And she's just, you know what? I got a long day tomorrow. I'm going to bed. And her little blind dog go to bed. She wakes up. We do our farewells. And she goes back to Aurora, Illinois. And she's like, man, if I remember down here, I'm definitely going to book with you again. I had such a great time. And I'm like, thanks. Leave me a good review. And I hope that we see you again. And that is the end of the story. Shellie, what's up with the eyes? You got some.
The eye roll
You guys don't see it, but.
is because this is a bucket of bull.
I did get the 5-star review.
I'm sure you
wanna hear
did.
it?
I'm sure you did.
While you are responding to this story, I'm going to find this review. So, Shellie, what are your thoughts about my story and my guess? Do you think I made a good decision to hang out?
I definitely think you made a great decision by ignoring the nonsense. I definitely think gold star, that deserved 5 stars.
You know what?
You know? So I think that was a great decision because you don't know how many people don't walk through that door. Shoot, talking about an open door policy. But so I think you made a great decision, a wise decision, and thus the yin and yang, because I don't know if that joker would be coming back to my spot. No.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, I have a whole mindset, and I'm a female, right? But I have sons, and one is an adult. One is an adult son, very adult son. And I just think that you have to be concerned about different entrapments, we in Me Too era, man. And
amen.
I am definitely team, don't blame the victim. I'm there all day. But I'm also very conscious of the fact that some people are not honest, and some people put men in a compromising situation.
That is true.
And whether something went down or not, then you are the person who has to overcome. And who knows what happened, because it was just you guys and a blind dog in the house. The dog can't even testify. You know what I'm saying? The dog can't even say, nah,
I ain't
go down like that.
I didn't see nothing, y'all.
I didn't see nothing. So for me, when you start getting all these vibes, it might just be a hey, da-da-da, and everybody's going to be okay. But then it could be, it took advantage of me. And so when you coming off that thirsty and that hungry, I'm ready to crack open a Bible study. Let's talk about your self-esteem. Do you know that when God created you, do you know that you were built for a purpose? Do you not know that you are a prize? You are a queen. You are God's woman. And therefore, and hitherto, no.
Talk to it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
you are precious like a ruby. Do you just see rubies in the street, or do people got to work for them? They got to find them. They got to dig them out. They got to mine for those rubies. You are a jewel. Why are you? No, come on. You got some value. So I would have been there. She probably would have ran to the room faster than that. But
yeah, and I understand, and when I looked at it, there's definitely women who got these voids they're trying to fill, and they fill it with things that are probably not the best for that.
Right.
With her, I really didn't know where she was on that,
Right.
because I honestly was like, this seems so genuine and pure that she's really maybe not even thinking, and this is just maybe how she is on the regular.
How you not thinking when you falling out of your clothes?
Because
How you take a trip and don't have clothes?
So, like I said, I was straddling. It was back and forth. That was definitely a good question, because when I remember, I was like, but I was also like, man, we have been drinking. And I was like, sometimes when I'm drunk, sometimes I'm not aware of as much as I usually am, So I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but also it was the way for me to not to like put too much into it, because I was just like, if I just play it cool, I think this is gonna end, and it ain't gonna be no extra stuff. It wasn't hurting me at all. I knew where I was. I knew I wasn't gonna do anything with a guest. That is one of my rules, is not to do anything with a guest. I've actually run into a couple, and you guys will hear the stories where some of this has happened, where guests have kind of thrown some stuff, and you're like, this is some bait. I know what this is. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna bite. But this whole year, I made a promise, and I stick to it. So.
And this is business.
Yeah.
It's business. So I'm actually proud of you, because this is
that
business.
That would be a crazy business.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother thing, dude.
Yeah.
But this is business. And so we'll mix business. So when you're not a guest, you call me.
Right? And that's fair. That's a good thing for the brothers who are listening, who, we're a little bit different, Guys with testosterone, you see opportunity, you see things getting thrown at you, and some guys will be like, why not? What's the harm? And there's a lot of risks, especially when you're operating a business. She talked about some of it. You talked about my mom when you were like, you don't know what she could say, what position she might take, what story she might tell. And when it's your word versus her word, who they gonna believe, you're gonna get guilty but prove innocent a lot of these public
times,
venues. So
that type of stuff.
Is it worth all of that just for one night of fun? And it's kind of like, as a guy, you got to really be like, this is a business you're trying to do long term. One night over something that can make you, like we shared in that last episode, if you haven't listened, like I made $10,000 this year from this. Is $10,000 worth one night? To me, no. To y'all, maybe it is, but I would recommend not. So exactly. So, guys, you got to stay fit, steadfast, definitely be fortified in your position and in your business practices. And no matter what temptations come your way, resist at all means.
Yeah, I agree totally, because again, like you said, it only takes one time for you to get a reputation of, I wasn't safe in this place.
Yeah.
One review that said I didn't feel safe, that this happened, and you're not control of what happened the next day when someone sobered up and realized something crazy went down, whether they were actually conscious fully the night before, half drunk, depressed, whatever. Now the next morning, I got all this regret, or I said, oh, I wasn't even really as conscious as you thought I was. I wasn't really there as much as you thought I was.
That's a whole thing. That's a whole
and
thing.
So now you got a review. Now you got cops calling. Now you got, you know what I'm saying? Airbnb booting you off the platform.
Oh, yeah.
You got a whole thing that could happen. So again, it is definitely, like you said, is the risk worth the reward? So this business, and you're serious about this being business, ring me after. Clearly you can get in contact with me. Right? Yeah. You got my number from the platform.
Not gonna lie, I was like, when I go to Aurora,
yeah,
I might hit you up. You was cool. We had fun.
Maybe something like that, but no, this is business.
Final thoughts. Is it worth the risk and reward? I would advise not. And even though we had a good time, and we can have a good time, you got to stick by your rules, do good business practices, and but you also don't have to be limited to them. And if hanging out with a guest is something that's in your business, I definitely think it's a good, enjoyable thing in the right circumstances and environment. So, come in there with your rules and have a good time, and treat them like you'd want to be treated if you came to a city, and you'll get a 5-star review like I did.
What would you do for a 5-star review? Yeah. And what wouldn't you do for a 5-star review?
That's a whole nother. We'll save that for another.
But I think you made a great decision. I am proud of you.
Thanks.
I really am.
All right.
So I'll add her to my prayer list.
Yeah. Shellie's gonna pray for her, and any of the people in the comments who are prayer warriors, feel free to pray for them. And that is going to conclude Story Time with Tay. Thank y'all for listening.
Thanks for listening. Till next time.
Till next time.
Watch me do my thing.
No VVS on my neck, probably cost more than my check. No disrespect, I just ain't flexing for them fools on the net. Question the setting, yeah, but you can't mistake the value. City sleeping on me like they hooked on volume. Catch a wave or float away. Sick of sitting sideline, I made a play. Anxious about opinions, they gon' hate me anyways. Either rise to the occasion or you caving like souffle. Attaché, no Hemingway.